your girl Jay, and welcome to Daily Dose. For today, we're talking about part 2 of the Mamas. So if you didn't watch part 1, here's a little summary of what I'm doing. Instead of reviewing the performances or who got the awards, I'm going to do a 2-part series where I talk about the highlights and the biggest stories that come out of the Mamas. So right now you're watching part 2. If you didn't see part 1, click here right now to see part 1, then come back to part 2. If you already saw part 1, welcome! So the performances at the Mamas were kind of like, there were some really good ones, there were some that were just plain. I really enjoyed Taeyangs. I like the song Run by BTS, but I actually did not enjoy their performance. And it wasn't anything to do with the actual boys in BTS. I just thought it was underwhelming compared to all the other performances. Now, I know the whole big thing was that BTS essentially had their comeback stage out on the Mama stage, which was really great for them. But I feel like when they got that far, when they made that deal with Mnet, they're like, okay, that's it. Like, I feel like compared to everyone's other stages, everyone else's stages, BTS's was like basically like an Mnet countdown performance. Like, there was no special anything. It was just really, really plain. But one of the biggest performances, aside from EXO, was BIGBANG. They performed a lot of songs. And in particular, what I want to talk about is during their performance of Baby, the good sis Seungri goes into the crowd, and what does he do during his part? He sits on Sehun from EXO's lap, and when they cut to him, I just started crying because here he is sitting on this boy's lap, and like Sehun looks like he's about to like die of embarrassment. And then Seungri, he like takes his head, and then like Seungri, or like Sehun is like his baby, he like puts his head against his chest, and I thought that was so funny because Sehun looks so embarrassed. And then he looks over at Chenyao, and Chenyao literally looks like a giddy schoolgirl. He covers his mouth and then goes like this. And then Lay, I don't even think Lay was on planet Earth at the time, because Lay was like, let me actually get out of here. Like, he looked done. That part was so funny, and like, bless Seungri for always being extra. Like, he has always been one of my faves, and he's just hilarious, so go him. Now, speaking of YG and BIGBANG's performance, YG is currently getting a lot of heat, and Mnet. Out of all the artists there, the time and the performance time used for YG artists was extremely long in comparison to everyone else. So let me just read the amounts that everyone who performed got to perform. So GOT7 got 3 minutes and 41 seconds. BTS got 4 minutes and 14 seconds. BTS and GOT7 did this just bless my, like, literally it was for me because I love me some BTS and GOT7, and then they did a collab stage, and I was like, yes. They did a total of 2 minutes and 34 seconds, and they had a 1 minute and 11 second VCR. Monsta X and 17 had a total of 8 minutes and 50 seconds with a 50-second VCR. JYP had 6 minutes and 35 seconds. 2NE1 had 9 minutes and 35 seconds. iKON had 10 minutes and 10 seconds. EXO had 13 minutes and 10 seconds with a 1 minute and 41 second VCR. SHINee had 7 minutes and 18 seconds with a 55-second VCR. Taeyang had 3 minutes and 23 seconds. BIGBANG had 12 minutes and 45 seconds. FX had 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and FX performed with the foreign act this year, the Pet Shop Boys, for 3 minutes and 24 seconds. So overall, as you can see, YG had a lot of time to their artists. Now, this wouldn't be bad because usually YG songs are hits, but the thing is, YG artists didn't really come out with anything this year, so people are saying that it's very unfair that they got so much time and how the time. Now, I feel like before we go into talking about, because it was mostly the big three here, I want to say that it was very unfair that there was barely any girl groups, and I think that's funny because girl group songs did like the best this year in terms of sales. So the fact that they're nowhere to be seen, just, I felt like that was a bad representation of music this year, because I assume the Mamas is, while it's not a music festival in a sense, it's a show that celebrates music that happened in 2015. Like, where's Miss A? to perform Only You? Where is AOA to perform Heart Attack? Where's A-Pink to perform Remember? Where's Wonder Girls to perform I Feel It? These were all really big songs this year, and I just think it's weird that they totally bypassed getting any of these non-big three girl groups to come and perform. Like, it seemed like it wasn't even a priority to them. Now, with YG, I think it's actually kind of funny how, you know, they got so much time, and it's partially Mnet's fault, I believe, because they did succumb to whatever YG requested in terms of performances, but I'm going to also put the blame on YG, because here's the thing. YG, and I'm not talking about YG, the actual person, I'm talking about the company as a whole, they decided to not let any of their artists come back except Big Bang and iKON. And that was their decision, to not promote Akmu, to not make a winner come back, to not have an E-High come back. And so the fact that it's like a situation where you like, they basically want to have their cake and eat it too. Like, you didn't take the time to have them promote this year, but then you want these people, you know, you didn't have a 2NE1 comeback, but now you want all this time for your artists. Like, if it was just a situation where YG got a lot of time because everyone came back, I don't think people would have the right to complain. I feel like that's not fair, because unlike the people who did promote this year, who had to, you know, go on the music shows, you know, the artists in case 21 and TL who didn't promote and didn't do anything, all of a sudden got all this time in the award show. In my opinion, that's not very fair. As for iKON, the thing is, if we're gonna celebrate music that's popular, I was just complaining because these non-big three girl groups were kind of excluded from the Mama Awards altogether, and they had the most popular song. So in that case, iKON had really, really popular songs, so it makes sense that they perform them. But at the same time, they are a rookie group, and I think just based on that, you know, it's kind of weird that they're performing all their songs. Like, the only other person who performed all their songs was EXO and Big Bang. And like, in terms of seniority, iKON's not on that level. So I did think it was kind of strange that they got so much time. And I thought if they cut down on iKON's time, they could have added other performances of other songs that people liked as well. Honestly, I would say these extended performances are a bit much. Like, I feel like instead of like, even with Big Bang and EXO, I know like they're like the big groups or whatever, but I feel like you could have cut down on their time to add more acts, because we want to see performances. I mean, yes, it's an award show, not like an end of the year music festival, but besides the awards, it's the music. Like, if you're not presenting an award, you're listening to a performance, and I would have loved to see a bigger variety of performances rather than extended performances. Last but not least, another YG story, y'all. They were trouble. This year, Big Bang took the award home for Artist of the Year. That's one of the biggest prizes you can get at the Mamas. And the thing is, during their speech, it was the last award given, so it was the end of the show. So if you look into the crowd during their speech and the last performance, you'll actually see that there's no artist in the artist seating area besides Monster X. So basically what happened was that the Mamas actually got delayed. Like, it was running on a delayed schedule, so a lot of people couldn't stay. Like, most of those artists couldn't stay until the end. They had flights to catch. They had to go back to Korea. I know TTS had a comeback showcase. Red Velvet and Shiny had to go to Prague. And then, like, just people had somewhere to go. So during this acceptance speech, Taeyang reads, and I quote, this is one translation that I'm using. And of course, when you're translating something, people can take liberties, but here's the translation that I read. So during his speech for Artist of the Year, Taeyang says, one thing that disappoints me is that not a lot of artists are here to celebrate our last award with us. I was hoping to celebrate together with everyone and have fun. That upsets me just a little, but next year, we, Big Bang, will come back to you guys with more amazing stages and music. So I have to admit, when I first read this, I didn't really see anything wrong with it. I was kind of like, oh, that sucks, no one is there. However, his words kind of jump-started just the biggest, like, and I feel like overblown situation, an issue to come out of the Mamas. So when he said this, it kind of, you know, a lot of journalists took notes and started writing articles about it, saying that he was essentially calling out the people who left or bringing attention to the people who weren't there. And a lot of people felt bad for Big Bang and felt as though these artists, for some reason, it became specifically SM artists, which I thought was weird and biased, because a lot of the YG artists weren't there either. JYP artists weren't there either. So I didn't understand why it became a whole SMYG thing, but whatever. A lot of people were saying how the artists that left were rude and disrespectful, and that, you know, they shouldn't have done that. Big Bang is a senior. So there was a lot of hate towards the artists that left. Now, that was the situation until people brought it around and mentioned the fact that there's been a lot of situations where Big Bang has not been present in the crowd of award shows they attended while people were winning awards. So in a sense, Taeyang asking for people saying that he was upset that people weren't there, or he was a bit disheartened that people weren't there, was hypocritical, because there's been a lot of situations with Big Bang where it wasn't there. Not to mention, like I mentioned before, the Mamas was on a delay, and so a lot of people had to leave because schedule reasons. Like, it wasn't their choice to leave, they literally had to leave. So 1 minute it was everyone hating on the artist who left, and then it wrapped around to everyone hating on Taeyang, because they were saying that, yeah, you purposely were calling out these artists, and you were bringing hate towards them when you can't even follow by the things you say. And specifically, there's a gift going around when Taeyang wins her award for Best Female Artist. Taeyang is seen clapping, but he doesn't look very festive or cheery, which people are saying, once again, he's hypocritical. So for me, I think it's kind of like, I kind of think his words were misinterpreted and they're used to hate against specific artists, but I don't think his intentions were bad. Like I said in the beginning, I feel like he was just saying that it was disheartening that everyone had to leave, and they hope that next year, you know, everyone can hang out and celebrate together. But that was kind of used to attack these artists who left. And I feel like a lot of times people just want to hate on other people. So in my opinion, if Taeyang would have said that or not, these people would have still gotten hated on, because the people hating on them are people who just hate them and want to bring hate towards them. So I can see fans of those people who are hated on, when they finally, you know, got their own name cleared, their whole thing was like, oh, now let's attack Taeyang, aka the face of this whole hate campaign that was brought against our artist. So I feel like rather than it was Taeyang purposely saying, hey, everyone, you have to be here for me, I'm the Jesus Christ of K-pop, it was a lot of situations where people were hurt, upset, because they got wrongfully accused and wrongfully attacked. So when things changed around, they wanted to bring that same hurt and hate to the other side. So overall, I don't think either of this was a big issue. I don't think the artists were disrespectful for leaving, because it's not even the artist's choice, like it's their manager's choice, first of all. And second of all, if you have somewhere to go and the mama said it was going to end at like 12 and they have you there till 1, I feel like that gives you the right to leave, because it's their fault for not playing. And similarly with Taeyang, I don't think he was trying to call out anyone, or he was trying to say, y'all have to be here for me. I think he was just literally, it was the last award, and you know, after the award, that's when the after party and things like that happened, but no one was there. So I could see him being upset with that. So that is it for the biggest stories to come out of the Mamas this year. Guys, what were some of the highlights for you? What were some of your favorite performances? What awards did you think were won by the right people? What awards do you think were won by the wrong people? Let me know down below. And currently, I'm still hosting voting for my very own 2015 Daily Dose Awards, where you can vote for your faves who shine this year in 2015. So to vote, the link is down below. Also, currently I am hosting a giveaway, a $30 giveaway to K-Pop Town, where you can buy K-pop albums and affiliated goods. Once again, the link is down below for more on that. Also, I'm currently a host on Aewen Radio, a radio show that gives you K-pop 24/7. I host a show called BIGBANG that airs every other Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And last but not least, you can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. Well, that's it for today, and see you guys next time. Bye.